Hello to the sexy listeners. My name is Cherain, and welcome to the Elevator Pod.
My name is Joel. Come on, you didn't even give me a chance.
No, this is my moment.
Cherain,
Right
I
now.
want to talk to the sex pots too.
That's your name, by the way, the sex
The
pods.
sex pots.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We have a good one for you guys. Do we though?
No, you see, all right, you're skipping a bunch of stuff right now. You skipped my name, and then I interrupted you, and then you didn't tell the people that are listening to the Elevator Pod, which is the Writers Room podcast, where two absolute buffoons have 1 hour to take some idea and try to write movie about it. Hollywood magic, gold, welcome, sex bots. That can't be the name.
I want it to be the name now. My proposed name were the Escalators, but we weren't really flowing with that. I don't know.
I don't think that works for the Ribbit. Oh, Cherain. Having a situation.
Oh, wow. Are you sick?
It seems as that Ribbit. I'm unwell.
You know, I've been feeling quite froggy myself.
All right, so the reason that was funny is because so recently I discovered on Wikipedia this list of obsolete jobs, and there were some absolute bangers in there, such as the pound master. But one particular obsolete job caught my eye, and that was the toad doctor, which was adorable. So I propose that we should do something in honor of the toad doctors. I refuse to look up what a toad doctor is. I don't know if you had the audacity to. Cherain, I don't know if you had the audacity to ruin what's the magic of the mystery of a toad doctor for me.
I'm going to ruin it, and I'll tell you why. Because I think actually knowing what a toad doctor is better than just the title. Because when I clicked on the link and I looked at the definition, it was chef's kiss, phenomenal.
Mhm.
Honestly, I would like that job. And
you want to, before you tell us what the toad doctor is, you want to press that button over there to begin the timer, because I feel like we'll just start working if we don't. It's running. Cool. So we now have 1 hour to crack this code and tell the world about the toad doctors.
Yes.
So Cherain, what is a toad doctor? You horrible person.
Thank you for asking, Joel. A toad doctor is a doctor from medieval times who used to take care of witchcraft. So if a witch casted a spell on somebody or hexed someone, or I don't know, what do witches do? Like throw fairy dust in your face, whatever. The job of the toad doctor was to get rid of that witchcraft. And honestly, I love that idea. I think that had I been in medieval times, well, firstly, they probably would have killed me a long time ago because I'm a black person. Or enslaved me. But
not to get too political.
That's not what today is about.
Listen, I've watched Bridgerton.
Right. The very accurate telling of history.
There were black queens at the time, okay?
Yes.
According to Bridgerton.
Right, of course. I wouldn't have pinned you as a Bridgerton fan.
I was not a Bridgerton fan. I was tricked. But that's a story for another podcast. So about the toad doctors, you think you would have been a toad doctor were you white?
I feel like I would have been a witch. Who said toad doctors had to get rid of. But we could
run a grift. We could run a grift. Even in today's society, we could run a grift, right? You would be the witch. I'd be the toad doctor. You will cast hexes on unsuspecting people. And then as the unsuspecting people walk past, I'd hand them a card. Hey, you need a hand? You need a hand, buddy?
No, but you know what you just said that I liked? I feel like that's already the title, you know, The Witch and the Toad Doctor. That
Is
sounded
it?
like TV gold to me.
Could it be? Is it about just two good pals who are running a grift?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You see, that makes it less cute because in my head, the toad doctor was an anthropomorphic toad man who had, medical training.
Mhm.
And I thought it would be like a cute kids movie.
No, I'm thinking something similar. Who said that he can't be a toad?
He could be an anthropomorphic toad. The first toad doctor could be an anthropomorphic toad. Anthropomorphic is the word, right?
I have no idea
Like
what
what
that
they
word
did in
means.
Beastars. You know that anime that turned people into furries?
Of course,
That
I know.
one.
Damn. I
That's
didn't
right.
know we were getting there today.
Nah, I pull all your deep pulls. I have all your references.
Right. I was thinking it could be like a cute little kids show as well, because that would be fun and different for us, because you know we usually do edgy things and have like really intense and deep storylines, no? Like I think the last episode was with the chain smoking child.
Yeah, the last episode was a chain smoking child.
Yeah. So maybe we could strive like to go outside of our boundaries and actually try to write something wholesome, maybe.
Alright, we could. I mean, if we stepping out of our boundaries, right? A story about a traveling witch and her toad doctor friend could be like that could be a series.
Perhaps.
It could be a series of shows. The first episode is like, a man stumbling to the lady and she's like, I curse you with syphilis. And it's medieval times, so he probably had syphilis. And he'll be walking like, I don't have syphilis, and then he will pee blood or whatever syphilis does do to you. And
that's not very child friendly.
And then the anthropomorphic toad walks by and he's like, hey, I see you got some bloody piss there, pal. You want if you need a hand, and he'll hand him his business card. His medieval business card. And yeah.
It's just a rock with engravings on it that says Toad Doctor. Contact me via fire. What do you call it?
Via smoke message.
Yes, smoke message or message in a pigeon.
Take a left at the crick. I'll cure your dick.
Okay. No, because when you said syphilis now, I'm thinking like the first adventure the witch and the toad doctor could have is they hear that there's a community where people are farming goats, right? But they're fucking them too.
Oh, wow.
And that's how they get syphilis.
Is that how syphilis happens?
Yes, it's a sexually transmitted disease that comes from animals. A lot of STDs can come from. So yeah, that's why I told you it wasn't very child friendly.
Well, I mean, STDs in general are not very child friendly.
Yeah, I mean, educate your kids.
Yeah, you should.
All right,
you should
educate your kids.
But I'm not going to do it for you.
But
the witch like
exactly, that's not what this show's
HPV.
about. I mean, we could do like a special episode where the witch and the toad doctor try to cure STDs.
Which one was the one that people just get from kissing? And that was
herpes.
No, not that. It had some next one that's like, you get it from kissing people.
Cooties.
Yeah,
that's not real.
The realest STD.
I just know like herpes. Maybe we shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah, because we are so knowledgeable on the topic of sex and STDs.
You know what? That just goes to show like what the education system is here in Cherain and Tobago.
Oh yeah.
That's right. This has been a disguised PSA for how terrible the education system is.
Yeah.
And now that we have gotten that out of the way, we need to write this movie about the toad doctors.
So is it going to be child friendly or not?
I think we could make an attempt. We can attempt a child friendly show.
We can try.
So the witch and the toad doctor.
Okay, so I want them to have a specific task, right? And I want them to be like morally in a gray area. Like they're not exactly good or they're not bad. Or they could start off as bad people and then like progressively become good. So their main objective is to rob people.
Yeah. I think they could be like chaotic neutral
Mm-hmm.
people.
For sure.
And because I feel like chaotic neutral is the type of people that would run a grift like this.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily evil people.
Yeah, chaotic neutral
Alright.
sounds pretty good. That's
So
what I am on most days.
our witch Dolores and that was nice.
Dolores.
Yeah, Dolores the witch.
Dolores the witch.
The Dolores. What was the right
Dolores.
pronunciation of that name? Dolores. And Frederick. I can't keep naming characters Frederick.
What is like a pun on a frog or toad name? Toady.
That's not a pun. That's just saying that's just saying what he is.
Wartwork.
Wartworth. Yes.
Because you know toads have warts.
Yes, Dr. Wartworth the toad.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Dolores.
Dolores and Dr. Wartworth the toad.
Dolores and Dr. Wartworth.
They roll into town.
Yeah. And they okay. So what is the name of the currency in medieval times? Like
I don't know, shillings.
shilling. Yeah, why not? So they want to get a
So,
couple shillings.
One medieval dollar is a shilling.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right. So what is their objective? You might be thinking.
They're running grifts, of course. They're running grifts, right? So perhaps it's like, they roll into town, they park their horses at different
Or no, not horses, because well, toads aren't really aquatic, are they?
I think they
Frogs are aquatic, but toads are like more land.
I think toads will chill on the
amphibians.
land mostly, but they will touch the water sometimes. So what would the toad be riding, Cherain, aside from a horse, a seahorse?
I
That's
was going to
ridiculous,
say like
Joel.
a portable pond.
A portable pond.
Because the witch has magic.
Okay, so the witch is on the horseback and the horse is pulling a cart that's just full of water and mud.
Yeah. And flies.
I feel like no, but the issue with that is that everybody would see them roll into town together, no?
Oh, that's true. They have to be
can't pull
subtle.
that scheme.
They have to be subtle. So okay, what if the witch puts like a glamour on Dr. Wartworth? I love that name so much.
What if the witch rides in on a horse and Dr. Wartworth, since he's a doctor of sorts, he would have his caravan attached to a horse and he would be on the horse and he like whip horse, nee. And inside of the caravan he have his portable pond. So they'd be coming together separately. But Dr. Watwood would appear the way that doctors would appear back in those days.
With
yeah.
a plague mask?
Well, no, not that was medieval times.
Oh yeah, that was post medieval times.
That was in that weird Victorian era.
Okay.
But so I feel like they can't come in together.
No, they can't, because their whole thing is, okay, I want to make it very Shrekish then.
Okay.
Because that is, at the end of the day, my personal
identity.
Not just identity, but motivation. It's what I strive to as an artist, to make something as great as Shrek. I have a shrine of Shrek in my house. I think about it almost all the time. I feel like that was the height of cinema goal.
I never see this shrine of Shrek.
You've never been in my room.
Oh wow.
No, but for real, I think like, okay, it's like maybe I'm taking ideas from Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking they roll into town. It's a very like the king is very overbearing and selfish, and he doesn't really care about the townsfolk. And there's a lot of aristocrats. So like there's a very large disparity of wealth. There's a lot of really poor people and then a lot of really rich people, which is what attracts Dolores and Dr. Wartworth.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they go to town and they want to steal something from the king.
You think they start with the plan to scam the king?
Mm-hmm.
Like they come with that intention?
Oh my God, yes. So Dolores, here's the thing, right? She's like this old hunchback woman, but she can make herself appear as like a young, sexy thing. Right? So her thing is she wants to seduce the king.
Okay.
Yeah, she wants to seduce him and then cast like this massive spell on him. So that the only person who could like break it is Dr. Wadsworth. And they steal his money.
Okay, I was thinking like instead of going straight for the big grift, right? It would start with like a small situation. Like they would pull up into town. They'd split off from each other a little bit before so that Dolores will come in. Wait, like, before or after him. And then she'll be walking around she'll walk directly into a knight or somebody like that, somebody aristocratic. And they'll be like, "Which way you going, you whore?" Because that's what they used to say to women all the time.
Right.
And then she would like throw some vinegar into baking soda and then splash it on her face and be like, "You cursed." And
how dare you talk to me? I will now curse you.
With that voice. You're cursed now.
No, because now that's sounding like lemon grab. From Adventures.
How dare you bump into me? That is unacceptable.
Condition! Unacceptable!
And she drop a curse on the aristocrats and she's like, no, your wee will no, this is for kids.
Okay, no. Alright, well maybe let's say it's like a plague that only impacts the rich people.
Yeah, like gout, like how gout was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Is that what gout was?
No, I remember the gout, right, used to come from eating too much meat.
Oh.
But poor people could not get meat now. That's why gout was the sickness of kings.
Okay, so whoever drinks wine, because I feel like poor people wouldn't drink wine.
I feel like back in medieval times, people used to like, they used to, that was a priority. They used to prioritize getting drunk.
Yeah, but I feel like the poor people would drink like the low grade whiskey.
They have like ale and mead and stuff. And
yeah. And then the high aristocrats, because remember, like in order to get wine, they needed peasants to stomp on grapes. So
you sure that's how it was? Probably, maybe.
That's how this goes.
Okay, this is for kids,
who said
and they don't know anything.
Supposed to be realistic.
Okay, so whoever drinks wine gets a sickness.
Yeah.
What sickness you'll get from wine, boy? So Dolores.
What if? Yeah. Oh my God! Do you remember in like Willy Wonka, how when Violet kept chewing gum, she turned into like a big round grape.
Mm-hmm.
What if like when they get sick, they turn into grapes?
Yeah, they
just like bloat into big round balloons.
Kind of purple and
yeah.
Then the king has caught the poop. And yeah, I feel like that's a good scam for them to. Wait, there's a movie or a series?
I think we could make it like a series because I definitely want to write one where Dolores and Dr. Wadsworth take on syphilis. And that will be less kid friendly.
The after school Christmas special.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is like you have to get Spotify Premium to hear that one.
Santa has caught gonorrhea and is up to Dolores and Dr. Wadsworth to save Christmas before Mrs. Claus finds out about the gonorrhea. That's right, Santa was cheating the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the elves get syphilis and...
Alright, so Christmas.
That's the Christmas special, guys.
Christmas.
Look forward for that in what, 6 months?
And Christmas is way more than 6 months. You could believe that.
Ugh, no, because time has no meaning anymore.
Yeah, because time is a social construct.
Exactly. We're just existing in space when you really think about it.
We really yabba dabba doobie.
Yeah. All right. So, what is the name of the town that they're in? I want it to be a very like bougie, like disgusting name.
Uh,
You hear it and you're
um,
like, ugh, it sounds like it's filled with rich people.
uh, Gold Thrust.
Gold thrust. You know, like how in Shrek, Lord Farquaad. What was the name? Duloc? I love that name. We're not gonna use that though. We're not trying to get copyrighted by Shrek.
That's the one fight we could never win.
Never.
We wouldn't even try to win.
No, like if they even acknowledge us, that's really a win.
Yeah, people don't understand the relationship that you have with Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't pretend to understand either. But I do know that it is beautiful.
We're involved.
Okay. So they pull up into Galateron.
Galateron. Sure, why not? Okay. Galateron.
No, wait, I steal that. No, that's not original. That's not original. I steal that from
What?
yeah, I steal that from not
How
another
dare you,
D&D
Joel?
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a superior podcast.
I don't think that's possible, but okay.
You want to spin and
What
come
about
back on the name?
Aristia?
What?
Aristia?
Aristia. Yeah.
Aristia. Because they're full of aristocrats.
What if the name Aristocrats comes from the city of Aristia?
Yes. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Aristia. And they are looking to steal the money of the rich people.
By cursing all the wine.
Mm-hmm. Steal money, poison wine.
So Dolores becomes a wine stomper.
Yes, but like a sexy wine stomper.
Okay, yeah, sure, you understand. She can't be sexy.
Yes. Yes. No, like I'm picturing like she has on a petticoat and her thing is she wants people to notice her, right? So it makes it easier for her to like spread the curse. I mean, I guess she could do that through her magical stomping.
Well, I thought, cause in my head she dressed up more like Esmeralda, as was Esmeralda from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you're out there in a petticoat, you're probably not stomping grapes. You're probably
That's
sipping
true.
grapes. And
Okay, so she's very Esmeralda.
she rolls up in place like, yo, I'm gonna step on them grapes, and then
Yeah, and they're like, ah, you're so sexy.
like,
Okay,
yo, you're so sexy. Why step on them grapes? Just step on my face.
And she's like, not yet. No, this is a kid's show.
So she's like, I want to stomp on some grapes, and they'll be like, okay, just do the job, because there's a kid's show. We don't need the
sexual tension.
Well, we don't need the sexual attention. We don't need her to like provide a resume or nothing.
No,
So
they just let her do it.
So they let her, and she
So while
starts
she's
stomping on
stomping grapes with the peasants, she's learning about how awful the aristocrats are and how everybody, like how the town is just in poverty and everybody's like bathing in their own shit. That's what they did. I mean, well, actually, that wasn't exclusive to peasants. That was like, cause aristocrats, they had no such thing as plumbing
They
back
didn't
in
have
the
a
day.
wasa, yeah.
They did not have a wasa, so people were just kind of shitting in corners.
That's true. And a guy would pass through with a shovel every now and again.
Yeah. So yeah, and
I feel like I have a run through for the A plot right now already, or at least the end. What will happen at the end?
Okay.
It will be because the place name what is Aristia, and so she talking to the peasants like, yo, these people so terrible and awful, and she's like, you know what? And things will always be that way, and she winks at the camera, and while she do her little steppy step, and she curse the grapes, she leave the place. She like, hey yo, things curse now. I don't think she'll like announce it, but like the grapes would start to turn their the rich people into grapes. They would get the
Mm-hmm.
poop, and they would then Doctor Water to the road, and he'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna solve this problem," and they'll be like, "Yeah, problem solved," and they would rob the people of all their money and redistribute it communism style to the poor.
Hell yeah.
But then everybody is suddenly equally rich now, and they all become snooty innocents, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where the word aristocrat comes from. Because at some point, everybody in Aristia became terrible and awful. And now
Mm-hmm.
that I get that idea out of the way, let me write a good one.
No, I feel like that was cool. I like the idea of it, like of it becoming like the town of the Forsaken or something,
It's one of the Forsaken.
or the town of the fortunate. They're not forsaken;
They're
they're
not
all rich.
Forsaken. They're mad rich.
Wait, but if there's like only rich people, then and there's no poor people,
Then capitalism can't exist. No, not capitalism.
tyranny can't
Tyranny
exist.
can't. Classism can't exist
Yeah,
because they all.
classism can't exist.
Yeah. And I feel like, gosh, a communist, a red state in medieval times would be a whole situation by itself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Well, let's just see where it goes. So she's stomping grapes with the peasants, and they're telling her about how bad things are. And she's like, "Oh, that's too bad." And then she falls on the floor. No, she falls into the grapes, and then she like puts her magic in it.
She's pretty magical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she falls and she like throws magic into it. And then she just tells them, don't drink the wine, right? Because they secretly drink the wine.
They
I don't
probably
know
do
why.
secretly drink the wine.
I would have had to get some kind of buzz going back then.
That's what you have ale and mead for.
Right, right. So she disappears into the shadows of the night, and overnight, as the aristocrats feast and dine and wine, they wake up the next morning and all of them are like purple grapes. But not like literally grapes. They're like, big, round, bloated people who basically literally how Violet looked
Hmm.
in Willy Wonka. And
You know that
yeah.
one meme?
Hmm.
Who up, who up right now wonking their willies?
Come on.
I'm sorry, I am a child.
This is supposed to be. Are they going to learn some kind of lesson in the end? Because like children's shows are
Whoa.
supposed to.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wait. So that's supposed to be about the Toad Doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Toad Doctor has received a letter from a neighboring kingdom, and they're like, right now people turn purple, they're swelling up, and then all of a sudden, all the juices just leave their body and they're dead now. And he's like, yo, I need to come cure this situation. He rolls up into town, and he's like, yo, I go and cure this whole situation. But remember, he's a magic doctor now. He does
Mm-hmm.
cure magics. And he goes into the king's court, not office. The king's court. I was going to say king's office, but the king probably don't have like a study and such. He goes into the king's court. The king has already started turning a bright purple shade, and he's like, I need to be cured. And Doctor Watworth is all like, I'll get to the bottom of this. And he starts to connect those dots and draw those lines, and he's like, yo, right now there's only people who drink in this wine ending up in this situation. And he's like, we need to go right to the source. We need to go to the very root of things. And he goes to like where they're stomping on the grapes. And he realizes that there's some sort of magic being put into the grapes on account of him being a magical doctor
Mm-hmm.
and also a frog. And he's like, all right, we need to find the source of the situation. And then he catches Dolores doing her thingy whatever her magic and such into the soup. And he's like, you need to stop this. And she's like, nah. And then they have a big magical chase scene. Um He catches her and she's like, can't you see that capitalism is bad? I'm doing this to get back at the rich people. And then he's like, you know what? You're right. Let us just destroy the rich. And that'll be like the origin story.
So this is the story of how they came to be.
Well, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, sure.
Shucks. I wonder if the cuteness of this name didn't make me consider the fact that this is a difficult situation to write.
What, children stuff?
Not just children stuff, but actually this would be much easier if it was just for adults.
Yeah, I feel like children stuff is so intricately written.
Yeah.
I'm still up for Dolores and Dr. Watworth taking syphilis.
Yeah, you want to just bend the corner and go straight to syphilis one day.
I am always ready to do that.
Because the lesson, I'll pretend that I'll just gloss over that one. The lesson that my suggestion would teach is that communism is the way. And I know that most people have an issue with us teaching that to children.
Yeah, we're not really trying to get tracked by government agents just yet.
Biden.
Like Biden.
Byron.
I know he specifically listens to this podcast. So maybe we shouldn't promote that just yet.
I see you, Joseph.
Is that his first name?
I believe so. His name is Joseph Biden.
Okay. All right. So they take syphilis.
Okay.
I have a whole idea of that.
All right. Let's do syphilis then.
So is this also their origin story, or is like, because, all right, let me tell you where I was coming from. So they come to town. It could be the same town, Aristia. It has a lot of aristocrats, but it's also known for prostitution and it's what do you call it? Brothels. So
which is that tend to be how aristocratic societies are.
Yeah. Dine, wine, and fuck.
Oh.
So that's all they did. So there's like this brothel that they go to because they were hearing that there was a problem there. And the girls inside of the brothel, they're like, everyone has just given us syphilis and we're dying and there's no cure. So then Dr. Wadsworth, he feels sorry for them. He's like, I'll cure you. Because that's what he sounds
That's
like.
his voice.
Yeah. So as he's treating them, he's trying to find out where they got syphilis from. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And not from the rich people. They got them from the farmers who are fucking their goats.
Okay.
Right? So while Dr. Wadsworth is curing the prostitutes, the witch goes to check out the situation. And she's like walking through the town and she's watching the farmers like herd their goats. And as she's walking to closer to the farmers and their fields and stuff, she turns the corner and there's just like a group of farmers.
A orgy? A
having
goat
an orgy with the goats. Why would they be doing that when there's a brothel?
Because goats, they already pay for the goats.
Yeah, I guess. So they're getting syphilis from the goats and they're giving it to humans. So as she's watching that, she's like, that's disgusting. That's unacceptable.
That can't be her voice. That cannot be her voice.
Not?
Because she's a main character.
Fine. Whatever. All right. She's like, that's unacceptable. And then she puts a hex on the goats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that the goats now have the ability to withdraw consent or to not give consent.
I was going to say, the more the farmers interfere with the goats, the more they turn into goats themselves.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of goats saying, no. No, you cannot. Never
no
again.
Is no.
Yeah, no means no.
No means no.
Respect my body. Respect my boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And and in this society, men actually respect when people don't give consent.
Oh my god.
Since we write in fiction,
Yeah, that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, that was some nice social commentary there.
Mhm.
Good one, Cherain and Joel. Okay, so so she hexes the farmers so that they would turn into goats the more they bang goats.
Mhm.
I would assume that a couple farmers do turn completely into goats. And so so they are partners like in good, like they're doing good stuff now. They're not running a grift.
I feel like at some point they have to do something bad. That makes it more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. Because like who wants to see them be bad towards like prostitutes and stuff? You know, that's just depressing. You don't kick people when they're down.
And really, they come to help the prostitutes anyway. They're more
Mhm.
being bad to the goat people, to the goat bangers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now that all the farmers are turning into goats, there's nobody who could like provide meat and stuff.
And they get a call because the king is turning into a goat as well.
Oh my god. And nobody knows why because they didn't know about like the farmers fucking the goats.
Yeah, they're keeping it a secret. Like, I mean, if
Yeah.
you're banging goats, you're probably keeping it a secret.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
It's like even some of our wealthiest, even the king has contracted this terrible, terrible disease.
So they hear about Dr. Wadsworth curing the prostitutes
Mm-hmm.
and they call him to the castle and they're like, the king is turning into a goat. We need you here now.
We need a cure. It already have farmers like who have become full goats like a while now. But they didn't really care until the king was a goat man. And they ring him up and he comes into the place and he's like, all right. Let's see it. Let's have it. Have you been interacting with goats as of late? King's like, no, I haven't been touching
No,
goats.
bah.
Okay, so then what? Like at this point, Dolores and Dr. Wadsworth, are they associates? Are they friends of any kind?
So Dr. Wadsworth is thinking about curing the king. But before he can do that, Dolores finds him and she's like, he's a goat fucker. You will never cure him. But Dr. Wadsworth is like, he's the king. I'm going to get paid like millions of shillings. Right? And then when Dolores hears that, she's like, millions of shillings, you say. And then she's like, I think there's something that we can both do. Like there's something that could satisfy us both.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow the king doesn't get cured, but they still get the money.
Okay, what about if they do cure the king, but after they collect the money and they're about to flee the city, Dolores just like recurse the place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I don't know, they're even bound to break the curse, they could just cure the king and then they leave and the curse continue to work. So like when the king starts to bang goats again, he really becomes a goat.
But I feel like that's too logical.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need something more.
My lord. Even when we went to syphilis, it was still the same situation.
Oh, that was still just thinking about stuff.
Is let me see if my brain could do a thing there. I make a noise to fill the silence. The So Dolores and Dr. Wadsworth haven't met. Dolores comes to the city and discovers the goat fuckery. And she's like, alright, curse the place. She curses the place. They call in Dr. Wadsworth, who has been curing prostitutes of syphilis, and they're like, yo, we have even more different kinds of And syphilis is basically same as becoming a goat. You can handle the situation. Dr. Watt was like, I don't know. Because he's a magical doctor or doctor, because I feel like syphilis is not a magical illness.
That's true. What if it's like mega syphilis? Like magic syphilis, right? What does syphilis even do?
Alright, instead of syphilis, uh, they have syphilic dragon disease, where the penis just gets scaly like a lizard. Yeah, that's magical syphilis. I've done it. I have invented magical syphilis.
The penis just turns into a dragon, actually.
Yeah.
A fire-breathing dragon that's
Instead of
attached to
nuts
their
in the
body.
Spitfire.
Yes. And like the witch is just doing this just for kicks at this point.
Of course.
So then she starts cursing all the men in the village. And now all the guys have just like, what do you call it? Syphilic?
Syphilic dragon disease.
Yeah. So then all of the men just have it, and like and they can't wear pants anymore. That's gross though. But yeah.
And it could be alright, so she runs the brothel, right? And anytime a guy comes in, he refuses to pay, he abuses one of the prostitutes. She's like, not my girls. And she cursed them with dragon dick.
Mhm.
So he's like, tons of men getting dragon dick now.
Okay, I see. So I figure out how they meet. So Dr. Wadsworth is trying to cure all of this, right? And then he
Mhm.
finds the source of it because he can't really cure them unless he knows the spell that's being casted, right?
Mhm.
So he finds the witch and he asks her to stop, and she says no, and then she does it to him.
She gives him syphilic dragon disease. So the toad penis would start to become a dragon penis, is what you're saying.
Huh. Wait, but it doesn't work on him because he's already an amphibian.
Everyone knows amphibians and reptiles can't come together.
Right.
But reptiles and people can.
Yes, that makes sense.
Like Mark Zuckerberg. So, okay, so she gives him the dragon dick.
She tries to, but it doesn't work on him because he's already like a toad man.
And also, he's a magic guy as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work on magic users.
Exactly.
In the meantime, men have stopped coming to the brothel because they don't want to get dragon dick.
Mm-hmm.
So they have resorted to fucking the goats.
Oh my god. So that's why there's
And
like
then
an
syphilis
outbreak.
begins.
Yeah. So then the two of them have like a common goal now.
Yeah.
To end syphilis.
Yeah. Yes. Because she need back business for her brothel. And he is a doctor, so he have to do the thing.
Yeah, so he just cares. He just cares.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here's what I'm thinking, right? The more they fuck the goats, the more sick the men become, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually all of them just turn into like this one, like all of them just start to alright, this is going to be a stretch.
Okay. They have dragon dick, right? And they fucking goats and becoming goat men, right? Did we not just invent the most like satanic entity imaginable?
I'm thinking all of them just magically form like this gigantic monster.
What?
That's like
What?
half goat, half dragon. Wait, wait, no, they're not goats. They just have syphilis.
They could have syphilis and also be dragonic goat men.
Okay,
That's
so
an insane
then
concept. So it have a society full of men who are half goat, half dragon people going crazy.
and then this just starts spreading syphilis to everybody. That's their special attack.
So they they go about, and like I guess at that point they would lose like all sense of humanity and decency. I
Mm-hmm.
guess they lose that a while ago because they have been in fact fucking goats.
Mm-hmm.
And so they become like a genuine danger, even more dangerous to society. In that now they're going about with as dragon goat men, like doing rapes and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and everything turn into shit. And Dolores like, I have no idea. I've successfully ruined everything. And Dr. Watwood's like, hey, you know what's the worst sickness? A
Mm.
bad day. And he's like, yeah, no, the worst sickness is a bad attitude. And he hold her hand. He's like, we're going to fix this together. And they go on a magical magic journey, her combining her witch powers and him with his toad doctor abilities. And I think that would be like where the crux of the story is, in which they instead of being at loggerheads the whole time, they
Mm-hmm.
decide to work together and fix the society.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be where you get that feel good kind of coming down to the end mark. You know, that sense of, oh, things going be better now, because this is a kids.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not. This is not a kids
No, it's
show.
not.
But that resolution would be where they
Mm-hmm.
start to be friends or whatever, and they have this journey fixing the place and getting rid of these demonic entities. And that could be like what established the friendship for the following episodes.
Yeah. So it starts with Dolores and Dr. Wadsworth taking on syphilis.
The very first episode is where they invent and cure syphilis.
They invented it and they got rid of it.
I don't think they cure syphilis. I think they cure dragon dick and goatmen.
Mm-hmm.
But I
And then
think
syphilis spreads
yeah,
to the rest of the villages,
they,
and that's why they travel now.
they will leave syphilis like just to keep people in check.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
Okay.
like, then Dolores is like, I think I'm going to go with this doctor and see what other good we can do.
Because I've been such a bad witch my entire
Yeah.
life.
I think she was a good person. She was good to her girls. She was good to the ladies in her.
Right.
Because the dragon dick come from people who are abusive to the prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
And the goat man situation come from people who was, fucking goats. Which I feel like if you do bad things to those people, then he's not a bad person. I think it's just Batman.
Mm.
So I think she was a good person all along. Chaotic good.
She found the good in her heart.
She discovered that she was good.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know she was a good. Oh. So, and it ends.
What if she becomes tragically ill with
She
a
becomes
sickness that
tragically ill.
Dr. Wadsworth can't cure? So
Can't
then the
cure.
reason why they're traveling is to find a cure for her ailment.
Yeah.
Because she did so much bad. Well, not bad, but because she cursed so many people with dragon dick. Like this almighty warlock finds her. Oh my god. Oh wait.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So there's this guy one day. He walks into the brothel. He tries to sleep with two girls. It doesn't work out. Like he's just a bad person. So Dolores curses him with dragon dick, right? But what she doesn't know is that he's an all-powerful warlock.
Mm-hmm.
So because she did that, he gets pissed and he's like, well, I'm going to make you... All right, what if she's not ugly for the entire thing, but she was like this beautiful woman? And then he curses her to be like the ugliest, like hunchback of Notre Dame.
Kind of.
Yeah, gangly, like warts all over, just like Dr. Toad.
Like the donut witch from Adventure Time.
Yes.
Because that's what I keep imagining has the whole time. That's what she looked like in my head the entire time.
Yes. So then like she gets turned into that, but also she's not just ugly, but like she's sick, right? She's like well enough that she could move around, but she's still sick and she needs to find a cure for that. And then the warlock is like, ha, 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 fuck you. And then he disappears. So then that's why, and then Dr. Wadsworth feels bad for her. So then they start traveling together trying to find a cure.
And that's where it closes out the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just leads on to the adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
I
is
like
kind of
that.
cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think we have our first episode. Do we?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay. Rolls into town. Cures the syphilis. She creates no, he don't come to cure syphilis, he come to cure dragon dick.
Mm-hmm.
She creates the goatmen. The goatmen start to the dragon dick goatmen start to wreak havoc. And they come together to cure the situation. And then the witch is like, we are friends now. Let me tell you about my predicament. And he's like, gosh. No, he can't sound like Goofy. He can't sound like Goofy. He's like, well, he's like, oh gosh, I guess we have to. I will help you. We'll go on the train together. And then they set off into the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I I think that's a solid first episode.
I think so
I think that's a
too.
solid first episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've done it.
And just like that.
I think we have cracked the Toad Doctor.
Yes, we have. Well, the official name is The Witch and the Toad Doctor.
Okay. The what kind of character arc they will go across in this first season?
So Dolores is just really bitter about her situation and she's trying to fight the urge to just be a wicked witch.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you're a witch is like you could this is gonna be very Wizard of Oz. But you can either be like a good witch or a bad witch.
That's true.
So since she's like old and warty and stuff, she kind of fulfills the role of like a bad witch. So she's going through this personal conflict where she's trying not to give in to the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Wadsworth is like her sidekick who is optimistic and stuff.
I think he helps everybody, like regardless, because he's a doctor at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so
But
they have
he's also a toad, so he's discriminated against.
And he going out and like he helping people who discriminated against him in the first place. And Dolores is like, why don't just say heck them and leave them to die?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, because just because they are bad people don't mean you have to stop being a good person, Dolores, and whatever. So I guess her character could be finding herself as a good person.
Sure.
And his character arc in this first season would be nothing. He will never learn or grow.
Well, I mean, we can think about it. There's a lot of time. This is going to be a series.
This is going to be a series. I don't think we will write the rest of the series, but we will figure him out as after Netflix makes a 12-episode season order. We will start to figure out what happens with him.
1 hour per episode.
1 hour. An hour per episode? A full hour?
Well, maybe not.
That's sound like a whole lot. But we'll discuss that in the in the negotiations with Mr. Todd Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Mr. Todd Netflix, so let's imagine a world, right, in which the elevator has arrived, and you step into Cherain, and there he is standing in his magnificent glory. He's just there minding his own business, but you know his face. You recognize that face. It's him, whoever the CEO of Netflix is. And you have 1 minute to make him want this show?
Imagine a mystical world where men fuck goats. That is Aristia, a place where the sexual endeavors of men carry them too far and leads our protagonist, the witch Dolores, to curse them with dragon dick. When they get dragon dick, they have no other choice but to turn from brothels to meat. And that's where Dr. Wadsworth, our next protagonist, a toad doctor, comes in. He tries to solve this case of dragon dick / syphilis / goat men. And that's where the both of them meet. However, Dolores curses the wrong man, a powerful warlock, who then curses her in return and makes her this old lady. And so they travel together to cure her. I think he might tell me to get out of his
I think
way.
he would tell you.
Yeah.
That absolutely sounds like an insane person.
Yeah.
Just kind of rambling at him.
But so insane that it just might work.
Gosh darn it. You're right.
Does that not sound exactly like The Witcher? Come on now.
I mean, Netflix did do.
You know what I
What
saw
did
they
Netflix
did
do?
actually? They now came out with this new show where it's just like based off of bakers making cakes that are realistic looking.
That's the whole show.
That is the whole show. So I feel like our thing might have a chance.
Yeah, I think
because
I
they
think we
have
have
been
a
coming out with
chance.
some real shitty stuff lately. I feel like we have a fighting chance. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
Netflix is trash. They have no standards.
They have absolutely
But here we are,
none.
Netflix. You've been negged. The ball is in your court now.
Yeah, like, you know where to find us. Come on.
Yes, you know where to find us.
We'll be here all week.
You know where to find us, Netflix, at linktr.ee/elevator pod, or at on Instagram and Twitter, which I have neglected entirely.
Yeah, sorry about that,
At
y'all.
the elevator pod, or via our email, theelevatorpod@gmail.com. Did you see how I did the segue just now?
Yeah, that was so seamless.
Thank
and
you.
So
You're welcome.
Great of you.
And oh crap, my face hurts.
We should call Dr. Wadsworth.
No, Cherain, this is a sickness of joy.
Oh.
They're. Wait, what was it? Oh yeah, thank you, audience. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sexbot, for joining us here at the Elevator Pod. I already say where to find us.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
You can figure.
We don't need to
something
tell
out.
you it every time. Come on.
I still will though, because that's what people do on podcasts.
Sure.
And yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess you can find us on Instagram at the Elevator Pod, or
I already said that, but okay. Gosh. Gosh.
Come on.
Nothing's good
Fine.
enough for you, I swear.
I know.
You're like that little bit of drama that we just insert into your thing there. And people could be like, oh my god, do they hate each other?
Right?
We do.
We really do.
We really hate each other.
Yeah. It's not working out. This is actually the last episode.
This is the last episode. We'll never see you again.
Anyway, bye.
After this, I'll probably overdose or something. So, yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and favorite if you want me to overdose live on air.
I'll live stream it for y'all.
The Elevator Pod is hosted by TTPM, the Trinidad and Tobago Podcasts and Media Network of Podcasts and Media. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next flow. And that's where the outro music comes.
Live and let die. Live and let